We're going to be talking today about how you can save time with our new user management tools. And it's always fun to be able to show you brand new things that we've put out into production. We're going to look at how you can edit a single user, and then our new tool allows you to edit multiple users' profiles at the same time. And we'll look at what profile fields you can do and how you can do roles and organization management for multiple users, how you can disable users, and also how you can flag fields for updates for a whole group of people. So let's get in and take a look. So first, we're going to take a look at what we've had to do for forever, which is edit users one at a time. And when you go into a user profile, we have a bunch of different fields that you can get to. And obviously there's some fields that are going to be unique and individual. So things like, name and email and username are all going to be things that an individual needs to put in as their own unique IDs. We do have some fields that we are going to be allowing you to make changes to as groups. They're going to be the organization, the company, the account executive, and then down here, the time zone as well. We have the disable checkbox right here. And if you're doing roles, adding roles, you'd come into the role tab or organization management. You would set it here on the organization management tab. So what does our new tool look like? If you're on the users tile, you're going to go down to the very bottom and you'll see bulk update user profiles. That's the tool we're going to be using. And it allows you to add a group of users and then designate what you want to have happen there. So we're going to add some users that I imported yesterday. And I'm going to look for created in the last one day. And I get my 30 users that all begin with the first name of Z. And I'm going to go down here and select visible so everybody gets selected. And click OK. And that's going to add my users. Obviously, you're going to be searching for users using either by name or by filtering for different items, but you'll pull your group of users in. And then you can do things like make your changes to company, the account executive, the time zone, or the organization. Zabel is one of my users, and she doesn't have an account executive, a company, and her time zone is central. I think I'll just change the group's time zone. So if I make them, there's central. Where's Pacific? There's Pacific. So I'm just going to change them all to be Pacific time. And I'll scroll down here to submit query. And if I come back to disable, you can see that 30 were successfully edited. And I can go back and edit more users. If I click on her account and refresh it, she's now Pacific time zone. And we can do the same thing with our users. Grab my people again. And we can also add roles. And for your basic user and for your who are your students and for your instructors, we're just going to add certificate printing and instructor feedback. So that gives them some additional permissions as a student. We can add roles for students. We can add roles for instructors, some supplemental roles. But generally, But students and basic users never need organization management, and instructors or account executives who are using their basic roles never use organization management. If you are using admin roles like a customer service, ops manager, anything that has to do with editing users or going in to edit classes or course assignments, they're going to need organization management. So when I add these roles, I can come down and click on Submit Query. And once it's successful, I can go back to Zabel and refresher. And when I come down here now, she has 3 roles, not just 1. Now, one of the other things I wanted to show you is about flagging users. And if you've never used this tool, it's a really awesome little tool to be able to use. It allows you, any of these fields that have a little grayed out flag on here can be designated for a change. So, and it will prompt the user to have to change that field when they log in. So I'm going to flag these to the state and the country fields. And when I save it, I'll let you see what it looks like. I'm going to impersonate this student, and you'll see that the account update dialog pops up on that page. And if the person is logged in, it's going to pop up immediately on whatever page they're on. If they are logging in, it's going to pop up on the page that they land on. And they can cancel it and they can go to another page, but when they do that, it's going to pop up again. So it continues until information is put in. And then they don't have that going on anymore. So we can do this for multiple users. And it's really helpful when you stop impersonating a user when you want to do something with more rights than that user would have. Let's refresh. Now let's see. Now you let me do it. So kind. Okie doke. So then when I come in here, I can use any of these, I can flag any of these fields. So maybe I want everybody to add their job title in my organization, and I can submit that query. And now if I am Miss Zabel and I impersonate her, she's going to get that pop-up to input her job title. Last but not least, we can disable users. And this allows you, while you don't have the ability to delete user accounts, we get asked that often. And we aren't going to be giving that right out. But what you can do is disable user accounts. And once you've disabled a user account, that user can no longer log in to the platform. And that effectively removes their ability to do any training that was available to them before or during that time. So if I check the disable and submit that, it's going to disable all of my students, and they were successful. And if I go back to Miss Zabel, it shows that this user is currently disabled. So those are the new features that you can do in bulk editing of user profiles. And that was what I wanted to show you today. You can use our resources. We have a article in our documentation on bulk updating user profiles. You can get to that at lods.one/updating-multiple-users. And we'd like you to join us for another webinar next Thursday, February 11th, on creating easy-to-use modular labs. That's a lab developer focus, and you can register for that at lods.one/feature demos. And we have our launch Q1 coming up. That's a 2-day free event for lab developers, operations managers, and business decision makers. And you can get to register and read more about that at lods.one/launch.